second so I can get out of this stupid mode. All right. Hey, everybody. What is up? Welcome back to the Pinball Mafia live stream. It is Sunday, March 18th, the last day of TPF. We just got back from TPF this Sunday and had a great time.
Wow, what a great time.
Yeah, I don't know if you're in the shot. Yeah, actually, yeah. Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly.
Big finisher of the weekend for us. Got second place in the women's division. This is her plaque that she got, which I can't seem to hold straight. But absolutely crushed it in the women's division. Just taking down a ton of good players, actually. Annihilated them. She ended up tying for first, actually, and then had to play in a playoff to see who was going to win. And the other girl just kind of eked ahead of her at the last second on a 5-ball EM, but what are you going to do? You know, second place is still second place, especially because it's her first major tournament. So we're very, very proud of her.
Truly amazing.
Yes, it was.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Yep.
Kelly.
As for the main tournament, and she's on FaceTime right here.
Yeah, right now. There she is.
Hi.
As for the main tournament, I finished 6th. I believe, if what I've heard is correct, I haven't checked, but I've been told that I tied with Colin McAlpine and Bowen Cairns for 6th place, which in the field of competitors that were there this year is absolutely fine with me. That's crazy awesome.
It's stellar.
The amount
had a great time.
The amount of talent there this year was off the charts.
Yeah. They didn't quite qualify for A division, but
us two of us, we had a great time anyway.
had a great time.
We played some pinball.
Yeah. And the surprise,
we were doing our part, giving the good people to beat.
Yep. And as long as we're talking about second places, a freak second place out of nowhere, Solar Ride, the game right here in front of you that we brought to TPF for the tournament. We just happened to slap a contestant card on the backlash and ended up winning runner-up for best 70s solid state. So we got our ribbon right here in the center, being all excited.
So now our game gets to be dressed up for the rest of its life, yes.
Our game this is the only game we have that has its own trophy in our room here.
We'll get more.
So, now that we've got all that housekeeping out of the way, we're going to do our regular stream.
Just more housekeeping.
Just kidding.
Well, we got Kelly live on the phone. But right before we got back into town,
yes.
Somebody sent her the screenshot of Kelly High School's Instagram page.
Yeah.
They already picked up on my Facebook post of the picture with her plaque.
Yeah.
And have posted it on the school Instagram page.
Oh my gosh,
congratulating
awesome.
her for her second place
That's
finish.
awesome.
Kelly, your fame will know no bounds.
Yes, it will. Probably the bounds you tried to keep it from, now it will not know those bounds.
Yeah. You're famous now whether you want it or not.
Oh, God.
Thumbs up.
All right, so is that...
We're good.
Done with housekeeping.
Kelly, do you have anything to say before we go?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks for being here. Bye. We loved having you. So, today we're going to be playing Solar Ride for you guys. Award-winning 70s solid state Solar Ride. It is set up exactly the way it was during the tournament. We have yet to push the start button since we brought it home, so something could have gone horribly wrong in transit, and we would not know. So we're going to find out here for you guys live.
That'd be horrible if it
again,
didn't start.
set up like it was at the tournament, so we'll go ahead and describe what that was in case you weren't watching the live stream, which I assume most of you weren't. The ball save that we had last time is now turned off. We have the bonus set to 39,000 as its max instead of its normal 29,000. And I think, the extra ball. So during normal play, if you get the 4 white targets that are surrounding this 1 red drop target here, if you get the 4 white targets down first and then the red one last, you get a special or an extra ball. We have changed that to be, I believe it's worth 50,000 points at the moment.
That's correct.
The gate now scores normally.
The extra ball in the lane is now 10,000 points.
Yes.
And the extra ball here is 10,000 points. That is correct. I forgot about that. And other than that, it's a normal shoulder ride.
This game kicked everybody's ass.
Absolutely
TPF.
destroyed people.
I think the highest score
including
was
us.
600,000.
It's right there, 634.
634 was the highest score put up.
Put up by Lindsay. Lindsay.
Oh my God,
Lindsay Most.
Lindsay
Yeah.
Most destroying it. So big shout out to Lindsay there.
She's, her and her dad are from Virginia, I believe. Congratulations on setting our high score.
Oh, were they? I assume
We'll
they
knock
were
it
from
off.
California. I don't know why.
They're from Virginia.
Yes, they're from.
I guess because they knew Trent and Deborah, and I just.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not important. What is important is that we're gonna play this game, which we should have been playing the whole time. So we're gonna let Leon go first as usual, and then we're gonna go in the order on the screen.
To emphasize how great Lindsay's score is, Bob Matthews must have played 10 plus games on it today when it was on free play after the tournament.
Yeah, he didn't even get close to that. Yeah.
Well, he might have got close. I don't know, but he didn't beat it.
None of the games I saw. So.
Oh, and never turn the audio on. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! I was gonna slap you. You gonna go second?
Yeah, I'm second on the screen now, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Because you weren't here last week. You were in New York, which you still. So I guess still there are both TPF updates and New York updates to be had here.
And a local update, Alan, I know you talked to him on the way back in. Was he going to try and make it, or is he not going to be able to come in tonight?
Alan is not going to be able to come in tonight. He is on his way to, I don't know where, some other city at the moment.
Yeah.
He probably starts his new job tomorrow.
He is. He's going to talk to the people who are hiring him for his new job tomorrow. So he's not going to be doing the whole FedEx thing. But he said he would be tuning in tonight. So maybe he's watching right now.
Awesome. Alan is back in the oil biz.
Yeah.
Surveying.
Yeah, how about that? Can you stereotype Texas any more than that?
No, you can't. I need to have him come check my oil well when he's done.
Oh my God! When I'm in New York.
Yes. Everybody asking you about
Oh,
your oil
I can't. Everybody thinks they're so funny. Just like when we were we got in the elevator with Lou Ferrigno today, right?
Yeah.
And that guy asked him about being green.
Right.
I'm thinking, oh God, he's got to be so sick of that comment.
Yeah.
And it's the same as when I'm in New York and people are like, "Oh, how many oil wells you have?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
You should answer. Only
I've got
3.
20, and I ride my horse with my hat and my cowboy boots and check them all every morning.
I check them all every morning. Make sure they're not exploding with oil.
Ooh, I did not mean to do that.
And you paid for it.
I paid the ultimate price for that. I did not mean to flip.
Yeah, we'll get in a game or two here, and if the chat starts up, or whether it does or not, we'll talk about TPF.
God damn. All right. So just so there's no dead air, and we might end up talking about this later.
Slight issue with
That is a slight issue because congratulations, you just earned 50,000 points.
Did Preston go? Because Preston normally goes after me.
I do.
Yes. So.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go again, and then we'll do it that way. But I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not used to this out of order thing.
We're all half asleep.
We are.
5-hour drive back from Dallas.
Yeah, which I know, some of you had much longer drives and are still doing that drive. Which is,
You know what? I don't know if we're this late because it took y'all this long to get the game set up, or y'all were truly waiting on me.
kind of a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because oh my God,
If we rushed, we could have
the storm that I got caught in that you got luckily in front of.
We didn't see it.
I'm telling you, I felt like I was in a Stephen King novel.
Wow.
It was lightning. It was everywhere. Kelly and I were counting. It was an average of like 1.5 seconds between bolts.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. We saw a couple of them, but
It was
never got any hard rain at all.
It was nuts.
Yeah. And he only left like 10 minutes behind us.
I heard about your bee massacre.
Oh, the bees. We stopped at a stoplight in this little town. You remember the name of the town by any chance?
Oh man, I don't. I thought I would. Oh yeah.
You said it might be Chester.
Corsican.
Corsican.
Corrigan.
Corrigan.
Corrigan,
There's Corrigan and
Texas.
Chester that we
Corrigan,
drove through.
Texas was swarming with bees when Preston and I drove by. We stopped at a stoplight, and they were all over our car, flying around like crazy.
It was ridiculous.
And then when Dennis gets there, about 20, 25 minutes later,
It turns out it wasn't bees.
oh.
Oh, well, we were.
I know you were going to say the bees are all over the road, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't bees.
Were they just gone?
Oh, that's what
But
I was told.
Yeah, well, it's because Kelly and I thought, like, oh my God, the swarm of bees, that must be the bees, because there was these little tiny things all over the road.
Yeah.
It was pollen from the tree.
Pollen.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe the bees were gone, but
You're up.
my God, they were everywhere.
They were.
You know those trees that put those little, almost wormy-looking little
Yeah.
pieces of pollen out?
Mhm.
They were everywhere. And you can see them falling from the heavy rain.
Yeah.
You can see them falling. I'm like,
You thought
and
it was.
y'all had told us about the swarm of bees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, it must be the bees.
It was crazy. They were all over our car, and I was like, I'm scared of bees, right? So I'm like, oh my
I
God.
told Preston, I said, there could be a $100 bill on the street right now, and I would drive off.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you would have had to have been a madman in order to not do that.
Ooh, Dennis might get the victory.
Yeah. It's looking good. All right, so what I was getting to a second ago, I'm sure we might have to repeat this later on.
Probably.
But games, the TPF, new game.
New games.
What was surprising? What?
Yes. While there wasn't a ton of them, there was enough to keep you interested. Probably the most interesting one would have been Alice Cooper's Nightmare Castle,
Right.
which we didn't think we were going to be too interested in, but the molded toys looked great. The gameplay, the graphics on the screen looked phenomenal. It was an overall A package, even though it had super early code on it.
It was absolutely awesome. I loved it. Yes. I got to play. What was it? 2 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had changed it originally during the day. They had it on single ball
Play
games.
Yeah, try to get as many people.
Which
through.
is awesome, by the way. I highly recommend to any manufacturer who's showing off a game.
Yes, do not leave it on 3 balls because people get bored waiting in line.
Yes, oh my God, and it takes forever. But Spooky did it right.
Yes, they
They
did.
got single ball play, and when the lines got shorter, they knew they could bump it up to 2.
Yep.
They bumped it up to 2, and the line worked perfectly. But man, that game is so cool. I'm sure there are pictures online. There's got to be tons of people who've taken pictures of that game. I gave you your win. We're all good.
Great
It is
score, Dennis.
awesome. The layers of that game are fantastic. The plastics, and I don't even want to call them plastics, because then you just think about like these flat things. But like the molded castle that goes on the upper play field and everything.
Oh, the Nightmare Castle.
working-
Yeah, and then it's
working
got like
guillotine, yeah.
it's got a guillotine ball lock thing that moves up and down, and that ramp comes, and I don't know how to describe it properly, but the wire form starts out under the ball, and then when it gets to where your in lane and out lane
Right here,
area is,
yes.
it turns to the side of the ball, and the ball spirals down it into the in lane.
It's really cool.
It's so cool, and probably the coolest thing that if I had
Even cooler than that.
Yes,
even
it-
cooler than
even
that.
cooler than that.
If I had known about it going in, I probably wouldn't have thought it was as cool as I did. And so maybe I'm ruining an experience for you guys right now. But
you're not. Give the scoop.
what happened was on the in lane and out lanes, just pretend this has an out lane. It has the letters SAVE. And as you roll over those lanes, and you can change them with the flippers, you light up the letters. And if you get all 4 of them lit, you spell save, but you also get a ball save. And I spelled it draining down the right out lane. And so I got a really good experience with this, because I saw that, and it drains down here. And by the time it gets to here, I notice it's spelled save, and it's blinking, save, save, save. And I'm like, wow, like, okay, cool, I get a ball save. That's awesome. I like the way that did that.
It's gonna
and
come
I
back
start
in the
I
shooter
started
line.
looking here. And all of a sudden, the ball comes shooting out from right here, out of nowhere. Just like the craziest thing, like some ghost in this Nightmare
I was
Castle
standing behind his
has
shoulder and
taken
watched
the
it
ball
just
and thrown it back onto the playfield. And I'm just like, what? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. The last time I saw this in a machine was pro football. right?
yeah,
Where the ball comes out of there. And I was
Because it
like,
launches
Jesus.
from there, yeah.
But what happened was the ball drained, and there's a magnet kind of right below where this insert is right here. There's like a little magnet, and it catches the ball, and it holds onto it really tight. And then it drops it a little bit, and then flings it onto the playfield. And man, everyone around me for the next 5 machines down on each side, they knew how I felt about this feature. I was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen on a pinball machine. I was freaking out about it because it was so surprising. And you don't get surprised anymore, right?
No, you don't.
Like, that's not something that happens now. It's just like there's features in games that, like, when people, like, when manufacturers put those features in, you go, oh, that's awesome. I really like that feature. I'm glad they put it in. And that's what you get excited about.
Right.
But
I thought it was going to bounce over.
and this is such a simple thing that really just blew my mind for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think it was just the surprise of it. Like, if someone had told me, hey, there's a magnet that's the ball save, and it throws it back onto the playfield,
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, okay, ball save. Ooh, now I get to see that magnet thing. And then it doesn't. I would have been like, oh, that was really cool, the magnet thing. But the fact that it
I
just
still think you'd have
happened...
been impressed because let's go to Ghostbusters with the Magnet Slings. We knew what they were going to do, and when we saw it, we were still like, whoa, that was really cool.
The thing with the Magnet Slings was we were surprised. I kind of knew how the Magnet Slings were going to work, but I had this like concept of it in my head, right? I didn't fully understand it. And so when it happened, I was skeptical of them. I really thought they weren't going to work. They were going to throw it in the out lane. They were going to throw it straight down the middle if it hits the top. Like, it's not going to act like a regular slingshot. It'll be bad, you know?
Yeah.
And that was my thought of the Magnet Slings. They'll be cool, but I won't like them. And so, when they did what they did, and they did it very well, the Magnet Slings work very well on Ghostbusters Premiums. When they did it and they worked well, that's what surprised me and got me energized about them. Because I loved them, they were new, they were innovative, and they worked well, and they replaced a standard feature in a new way.
Yeah.
And did it in a good way. This was something completely out of left field, but it was something simple, right? Like, I could
The use of current pinball technology, but in a very unique way.
In a unique way. Like, if you had told me about it, I would have known exactly how it worked, and I would have, like, come in with that knowledge. Like, there wouldn't be a maybe this will be this way. It was a very straightforward, this is how it works. And so I would have been expecting exactly what it did. So I wouldn't have been as impressed.
Yes. And we're only playing one 2-ball game. I wonder what other surprises that game has.
Exactly. And they're saying that the code is like base level code, like
It is. There was
almost nothing in it.
There was a couple of placeholders on the screen, but the display is done up like a pulp comic book.
Yeah.
And the artwork is phenomenal.
Yes.
Really looks nice on that screen. It's even better than the cartoon Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in case you can't tell, we were very impressed by Alice Cooper's Nightmare Castle.
Yes.
Also,
we got to
a couple things about it though. And we're gonna stick on this for just a few more minutes, and then we'll move on to like TNA. I guess.
My point that I think you're about to get to.
Hopefully.
That I don't really.
theme?
I think it's just really Nightmare's Castle.
It is.
Alice Cooper just happens to be the face they put on it.
Yeah, exactly. The game would have sold.
No offense if Alice Cooper is listening.
No, because he is. He is an avid Pinball Mafia follower. Thank you, Alice. I just call him Alice.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I think the game would have sold, I'm not going to say better, just as well. Even though I'm thinking maybe a little better.
Maybe a little better.
And to be fair, we don't know the numbers yet. It could be a huge success, right? Which I think it's going to be.
I think it's Spooky's best machine yet. So
right. But I think if they just named it Nightmare Castle and left Alice Cooper out of it, they would have had to pay way less for rights to things.
Right, and we could have bought a machine for less.
Would have had a great, would have still had a wonderful machine just because of all the physical awesomeness that game has going for it.
No, once again, no offense to Mr. Cooper if he's listening.
Alice.
But it's more of a detractor to me.
Personally.
Yeah.
Than if the machine would have just been Nightmare Castle, and it is fantastic as that.
Now, I will say, though, that Alice Cooper doesn't really have that much to do with the overall theme, which is to be fair, is why we're talking
Before I
about
plunge
it this way.
this,
But
we could. Total Nuclear Annihilation was right next to it, overpowering any sound that was coming out of it.
that's true. Audio was a complete mystery
It was
to
a
us.
washout, yeah.
So the Alice Cooper songs might really be integrated well into it.
Yeah.
And they said that that's what they were going for. They're not going for a best of Alice Cooper pinball machine,
Correct.
like they did with like Metallica, AC/DC, that kind of thing. They're going for more songs of his that will integrate, and they also used other artists that weren't just Alice Cooper.
Correct.
That being said,
Yeah, from what
go on.
what I thought I heard him say after you had to leave to go check in for the tournament
Yeah,
is that they used musicians that had played with Alice.
Yeah.
so to play with him. Okay.
Right.
All right. So now I forgot what I was gonna say before we got into this. I was like halfway
You're going to
through a
TNA
thought.
next.
No, that wasn't it. There was something I was saying before this.
Not bad, but it's not going to be Leon.
I was clarifying my statement about the theme, but I don't remember what I said to clarify. So we're just gonna move on.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
If you guys,
Because if you're going to talk about
Exist.
Total Nuclear,
we're gonna talk about Total Nuclear Annihilation now, which is a game that was at TPF last year. However,
it was a white.
it was still in its whitewood form. It was just a single machine that one guy had made. And if you don't know what Total Nuclear Annihilation is, we're going to start from the base level here. Total Nuclear Annihilation is, I guess by definition, it would be a modern solid-state machine. It is, I don't know how to describe it anything better than that. There's no ramps, there's no second level, it's just a straight play field.
I agree with that description.
Yeah, look it up for a view of the playfield, but a modern solid state is about good enough for this particular setting. But it's a great machine, and when we played the Whitewood, we didn't get the full experience of the art and all of the sound because the code was still getting there. It was just made for home use, right? Yeah. It wasn't going to be a production machine. Well, now they're
It's practically finished.
yeah, there's an artist that the guy hired, and the one guy did everything except for the art.
You're up, Dennis.
He designed the playfield. He wrote the code. He wrote the music and composed the music, right? He did
Yes.
all of that.
Everything but the art.
Everything but the art. This one guy did, and it is
Scott Denisi. Yeah.
it is a phenomenal game, and it blew us away.
Yeah.
Because we had played it before, and we thought, it's good. I don't know what all the hype's about. It's probably about the music more than anything else
We
because
were
it
really
sounds
impressed
fantastic.
that one guy did it all.
We were. That was the main thing.
Yes.
But that's all we were impressed about, right? Because we barely got to play it, and we didn't really know the rules.
Yeah, that he wrote the music, he wrote the code, he did. It was just blow everybody away that one guy was able to do all that.
Right. So we went to the first thing we did was we went to Double Danger's booth on Thursday. On Thursday, we went to Double Danger's booth while everyone was getting set up, and we played 2 or 3 games of Total Annihilation, and we had him or whoever owned the game came over there and was telling us how to play it, and which was very, very important because it kind of got us to thinking about the game and all the strategy behind it and realizing what a good game it actually is. And there is a stream.
It's so clever.
Yeah, it is. It's really clever. There is a stream of it on Space City Pinball. Has a twitch.tv. I don't know what the rest of it is. It's like Space City Pinball. They streamed the tournament, and Total Nuclear Annihilation is in the tournament. So if you want to see more about it, you want to watch people play it, that's probably the way to do it. Although I will say the experience is going to be a little bit muffled by the fact that you can't hear it because the audio in that game is beyond incredible.
Is amazing.
The audio is like half the experience of playing the game, if I'm honest.
I'm assuming they posted Bowen's hour-long tutorial as well.
I don't know if they recorded it.
Well, he did it live, so hopefully they recorded it.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
And there's things I didn't know.
To hear it, the speakers are, I mean, those look like what, 4-inch speakers?
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably 5 or 6-inch speakers. And you'd swear there is a freestanding subwoofer underneath it.
Yeah,
It
I'm assuming
sounds
inside underneath the
so
play
good.
field and the bottom of the cabinet
He says a
is
wooden-
just a
It's
massive
a wooden box subwoofer.
subwoofer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
So essentially that was total nuclear annihilation. We'd played it before. We've talked about it before. I'm sure you've heard about it.
The rules are simple to understand.
But
Yeah.
man, was it a fun game. We had a great time. I know Kelly definitely wants one to end up in the collection.
Oh my God! Yeah,
And
Kellyanne, stop talking
I
about
will
it.
say it's definitely a serious thought that we're at least talking about. It may not happen, but it's a thought, which says a lot considering the type of game that it is, which is essentially an expensive ass solid state game.
Yeah.
But I mean, the rules are so good. The music is awesome. The art is fantastic. Everything about it is so well done, so well designed that it gives you that. It kind of puts that
You
into
know what
your
it
head.
is? It's because you know what the end goal. Once you know the rules,
Yeah.
the end goal is right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Which it seems so simple,
Yeah.
but yet as you progress through the game, it gets more difficult and more difficult and more difficult.
And for a lot of more advanced players, and it's great for beginning players too, which I'll get to. Well, I'll go with that first. For beginning players, it's really easy to jump into. One, because it looks fucking awesome.
Yes.
It sounds fucking awesome. And when you walk
the
up to it
light
and you
show.
want to play it, right?
Yeah.
It's a solid state, so there's not all this ramps. There's not all this crazy intimidating stuff. It looks very just like a cool game that you want to play. It's enticing and it makes you want to play it.
The sounds and the lights.
Then when you have someone that knows how to play it tell you, okay, it's really simple. These targets, start your reactor, go in there to start it, go up there to make it critical, and then hit one target to finish it off. That's your goal. Just finish off a reactor.
Yeah.
And if you want to, over here, there's inline drop targets.
Right.
Put 2 balls in there, hit it a third time, you're in multi-ball. And you can do that at any time.
Right.
You know? And so for a new player, that's awesome.
Another good ball, yeah.
And then you have the experienced players, right?
Right.
Which, I think the more experienced you get, holy shit. Let's take a second. Let's just...
He must have been 5 times 39,000.
I'm just gonna dead air this for a second.
Bob Matthews, take that. Lindsay.
Call it out,
Yeah.
Bob, live on stream.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you can't call out Lindsay because she still got you.
Yeah.
But-
I'm coming for you, Lindsay.
Now, for the more experienced players, definitely, I think you start to, once you get a lot better at pinball, you start to gravitate more when you're playing at home or even in an arcade or wherever the hell you are. For fun, as long as you're playing for fun, you gravitate towards kind of these machines now, because these take too long, right? They're fun, they're amazing.
Yes.
If you're coming up here for a nice 30-minute game, modern games all day,
Yep.
they're super fun. They give you all the excitement. They do all the crazy things.
Yep.
And if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for an experience in the box, go for it. But if you're looking to have like a me against the machine type of experience, this is where you go.
Correct.
You know? And I find myself kind of gravitating more towards the faster playing games myself now.
That's what makes Firepower such a great
It
game.
is, because it's brutal. And in the same way, total nuclear annihilation is simple, but it can be an asshole, right? So, you walk up to it, and your goal is get 9 reactors.
Yep.
And at the end of those 9 reactors, your game is over.
Yeah.
The flippers shut off. You can do it in ball 1. Your flippers shut off, game over.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
Put in
you
another
have,
dollar, please.
You have an end goal in this game that is like wizard mode on steroids. Give me a second. Properties. Who?
Leon.
Leon, take all the time you need.
I'm too busy talking to even play.
Well, we got a lot to talk about.
Because I'm into this
is a-
game.
Same here. All right,
Yeah.
now let's go a step further.
Okay.
They introduced new code.
the co-op mode.
There's a new co-op
Yeah.
mode.
That's true.
I heard 2 different versions of this. I thought the guy at Spooky told me the co-op mode was gonna be like 2 players versus 2 players, and you combined your stuff.
You can probably
Right?
do it both ways.
Colin today came up to me going, "Have you heard about the new co-op mode?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have." He's like, "Man, you can put all 4 people going after that reactor and trying to get to level 9. 4 people are all going for the same. You're all cooperating to get to the same goal." So, which version of that, or maybe both versions are true? I don't know.
Either way, I'm sure. I feel like both are true, right? Because the spooky people said 2v2.
It wasn't. I don't know if he was an official Spooky representative.
He was just there.
But he is the guy that told me that is the guy who'd been playing Nightmare Castle for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Before
So
it
he's
had
like
been
a spooky
introduced.
insider, if nothing else.
Yeah. He either knows somebody is spooky or he works for Spooky.
Yeah. That's awesome, and I'm really looking forward to playing that code at some point, either at a show or wherever. So I think. See, this is the point where, like, I don't know if I've hit all my points yet. I don't have a list. Like, this isn't a podcast, right? I don't have my list of things.
You got in a lot.
Yeah, normally we have people that tell us if we miss things and bring things up. But they're probably on their way home from TPF and are tired. And we started late, so whatever.
You're talking half asleep as well.
I am. So you're going to have to... I'm
The coffee's
chugging this
helping.
coffee out of a non-sponsored coffee cup, but his Pinball Weezerm is actually... Love the people that run the company, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. So we've gone over Nightmare Castle. We've now, I believe, we've fully talked about total nuclear annihilation. I don't think we left anything out. Did we leave anything out? TNA?
No, but I will say the Pinball Weezer, as you jokingly said, a non-sponsored coffee cup. They did give Kelly a free T-shirt for her 2nd place victory.
It's now a sponsored.
So yeah, I don't mind giving them a plug.
That's all right. I gave.
They had a great booth at the
Little
show.
bit.
It was very impressive.
Really
I love
nice
their
people.
I love their logo. I don't know if that's their logo.
Yeah,
And
it's on a
I
lot of
think
their
it's
stuff.
really cool. I've wanted a logo like this for our show, kind of like this minimalistic thing.
Yeah.
But we never got around to it. I don't know what's going on, but we're looking to do that at some point. Or at least I am. So talked about Nightmare Castle. We've talked about TNA. There was
That's both spooky and spooky. Well, we didn't
spooky
spend a
and
lot of
spooky.
time.
Well,
calling
to
it
be
spooky.
fair, CGC and Stern decided
Not to bring a game.
Not to bring a game.
we're
yeah.
not doing it. So
I was going to bring that up a minute ago.
They
that
don't
I'm
get
like,
any airtime.
Hey,
it's not my fault.
My point 2 weeks ago, before I left for New York and missed last week's stream, was wow, what a giant mistake.
That was.
What a giant. That's my turn, Leon.
Okay.
What a giant mistake they're making. Because this is the show. This show is huge. People are going to the show looking for games with money to deposit on games, and you're not going to show your game when other people are?
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
This is the collector's show.
Now, everybody's excited about Nightmare Castle. Everybody loves Total Nuclear Annihilation.
And even our next game we're going to talk about, Kingpin.
That's what I was getting to.
Yes.
So we've gone over the big companies have pretty much all been sorted out.
Yeah, Jersey Jack
Kingpin.
had Pirates there, but we've played that. A lot of people have played that already.
Talked about it before.
Kingpin was new. We finally got to play it. And I got to say, for just putting together one machine with the help of other collectors that own one of the 8 originals, it looks pretty damn good.
Oh, it does look good.
Yeah.
I thought the shots were like huge. They look like 4-lane highways. The ramps and stuff.
Yeah.
That was my complaint about it.
I clicked allow, and I think I don't know. AutoMod caught your comment. I clicked allow. I don't know if it showed up.
Okay.
It said C&K said LOL that bitch, I think. But it disappeared from my screen after I clicked allow.
Oh, C&K's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey C&K, welcome back.
Hey.
It looked like a really nice Bally Williams pinball. I know it's Capcom, but it had that good Bally Williams and Capcom look to it.
Yeah. I
Played well.
So I don't remember what he said because I was looking at that.
Kingpin. Yeah.
Kingpin. Yeah,
I was
well, yeah,
talk-
but I
my
don't know what he said
complaint about it was that the shots were so huge.
They are pretty big. Yeah.
I mean, I felt like it was like what I was saying there, which y'all didn't get to hear. I felt like it was like a 4-lane highway. I mean, like, ooh, just put the ball over there, man.
Yeah, it was fairly straightforward. It was a game that wasn't meant for like today's market, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, it was Capcom back way back in the
So
90s.
for a little backstory, for those of you who don't know anything about Kingpin, Kingpin, this is the game that came out
Was going to
after
Big Bang Bar.
Big Bang Bar, which most of you know, as I do, is an extremely rare game.
Yeah,
Big Bang Bar.
Yeah.
There's only how many Big Bang Bars?
Originally, there was like 12 to 20 something.
Yeah, about 12 to 20, right? Super limited game. As far as I knew, most limited game, right? I get the TPF, I start talking to people, but also, the guy at the booth. Find out that
Only
8 Kingpins were made, and they were like prototypes, right?
And the last one sold for $62,000.
They've been selling for $60,000 a piece on the second market. What is this right now? This is what happened to people in the tournament.
Yeah,
on this game.
that's exactly what happened all day long at the tournament.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so super crazy limited game, and there's a company called
Pinball Circus.
Pinball Circus
I
is.
thought I was going to come back and get
They
you.
are remaking that game, and their goal is to make. They're not making a limited run. They're making as many as people.
As many orders as they can take. Yeah.
As many orders as they can take. They're making those games.
Assuming they can get a production facility up and running.
Yeah. So they had a prototype game there, which looked pretty damn finished to me.
Yeah.
Except for the code. They just had they had a big display with the dot matrix kind of small
simulated
on
on an LCD.
But it's a prototype. It's what you expect. I don't expect a finished game. And I really liked the game. There were certain things I didn't like. Like you said, the shots were a little big. I think the height... This is the problem with the game, and the reason why I'm not that into it. The reason people want this game, and the reason people are paying so much money for it, is not because it's the great game that deserves the recognition it's getting. It's because there's 8 of them.
Right.
So...
Same with Big Bang Bar.
Yeah, so I think if you're going to remake this game, you need to, at the very least, make it a limited run. Right?
Yeah.
And I think a very limited run. Just because at that point, there's still not that many of them. And so its rarity still has an effect on the price, but more people can get into it. And the people who really want the game for what it's worth can have it, but it's still rare, right?
Yeah. The guy that was remaking him said that most of the original owners he's talked to that are actually helping him out with the game are helping him out because they know that parts are going to be available for it again. So they're kind of looking at it that way.
And not oh my God, I wasted $60,000, which I kind of did. But I mean, you spend $60,000 on a box of wood.
Yeah.
I mean, really, whose fault is it? Now, so I did like the game. I liked the way it played. I was actually surprised by the way it played, and was very happy with it. It played long, but I think that was more due to the way it was set up than necessarily
It was pretty easy.
the fact that the fault of the game itself and its overall playfield design. But I don't know that for sure. So yeah, had a good time. We each played one ball. Essentially, I think, maybe
Yeah.
you and Kelly maybe
Yeah,
I think
the
got
line,
two.
the line was so long we didn't want to hold it up.
But that one ball was enough. We hit all the shots we needed to. We got the feel for it, and really liked it. Really liked the feel of it. But I don't think it's a game that's really gonna be, top of the charts.
I'm not planning on buying it.
Yeah. I think it's just the people who really want it are gonna end up buying it.
I don't know if the translite. They had translates for sale there.
Yeah.
But the one that was in the back box was all washed out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's the one they had for sale, or maybe that was some kind of weird prototype translite.
You know what? And here's the thing, right? I don't know how much they're selling it for.
I don't either.
But in my head, I just thought about this or whatever. So I could be completely wrong. I would hope the price that they're selling it for isn't gonna be astronomical for a pinball machine. I'd hope it would be relatively low, not maybe stern low, because obviously new company. How are you gonna make it stern price low?
Yeah.
So, but low enough because I think it's more, that game and the way it's designed, I feel is more beneficial to a brand new player, right? That game isn't designed for us. Because you're complaining about the wide shots and how easy the shots are.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what some people need. So like a new player could own that game and learn shot making with a little bit of wiggle room, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's probably a fun game. I have historically liked most of Capcom's games.
You haven't?
I have.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I really liked Capcom games.
Yeah, we used to own a Pinball Magic.
Yeah, and I love that pool theme one they have. I can't think of the name off the top of my
Break
head.
Shot.
Yeah, Break Shot. They made some really good, fun games.
Yeah. I think selling that game for a huge premium would be a mistake. Because then you're only really allowing people with either huge pockets or are way into pinball to purchase it. And I think the people who are already way into pinball are a little too good for what that machine's shots are.
Yeah.
That's just a personal opinion. I could be wrong later, but that's just what I think. Let's see. Anything else y'all have to say about Kingpin? Besides the spinners on the ramps are actually kind of cool. I like that.
Oh, I like the spinners on the ramps
they're placed kind of
themselves.
high up on the ramp, which is unique.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Hold on. Let me bring this up real
Oh, I just got extra. I got 10,000 for an extra ball.
Nice.
Very good.
I did not.
Come
I'm doing
on.
so bad because I'm just talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
In case y'all are wondering, like, why don't you do like
Damn it! It grazed the last
tutorials?
one. That was
'Cause
my
I talk,
5
and this is what
bonus.
happens: 40,000
You
points.
see this? One. It would have been 5 times bonus if it dropped and the ball grazed it. It moved.
Oh, that sucks. This ball too. Yep. So we've talked about Nightmare Castle. We've talked about TNA. We've talked about Kingpin.
Now it's time for a little magic.
The cool chain.
Houdini, I assume, is the
Yes.
magic you speak of.
That's
Yes.
the magic I speak of. Hocus.
Oh, that's
Was at TPF last year again. I believe
It was only a very rare prototype they had there.
It was, and I believe it was revealed at TPF last year, was it not?
Yes.
So we've talked a little bit about it, but we'll go into more detail since it's kind of the last big thing to talk about.
Well,
and
it's in
we
full
still have,
production
like,
now. It's running. It's on locations. They're selling them.
Yeah. I liked it more than I thought I would, but not to the point where I would personally run out and buy one right now. Although, I will say that is with limited gameplay that I have on it. I only played one game. I played one game and a ball, so 4 balls. No, 3 because I played 2 and walked away. That's
Yes.
not important. But yeah, we got a bad experience the first time because it's not CoinTaker's fault, but it was at their booth and the flippers were a little bit soggy, to say the least.
Soggy and weak.
And the legs were kind of down in the back, so it was real floaty as well.
Yeah.
And so nothing was fast. It was all just, every shot was easy.
Yeah, and the shots
off.
are so tight on that. I thought, my God, this is going to be hard. Mm-hmm. But the ball is so easy to control.
With the soggy flippers,
Yeah, it's just floaty. And then you get, I mean, it was a long gameplay because you were always controlling the ball. And you got 4 or 5 shots to make that hard shot.
Yeah. So we ended up, I just didn't like that experience because of the flippers and the way the game was playing. But that wasn't anyone's fault. It wasn't Americans' fault. The game still may be incredible. Later, we went to the American Pinball booth. Right, you're about to get your last white target there. Got it. Did that count? It did. It gave you your points for it.
Because they went down in order.
Yeah. We went to the American booth. The flippers were a little stronger. I only got 1 ball of play in on it.
I'll take my win.
And I thought it was good. I had a good time. That was you?
Yeah, Dennis got that.
Okay. Flippers were a little stronger. Kick out was much more consistent.
Yeah, from talking to the guy that Leon and I got to talk to when you walked
he
away
was
with
the
Kelly,
code programmer.
He's the guy that did the code.
Right.
And he was telling me how when they get set up for the shows, Joe really likes low play fields that are floaty and soft flippers.
Right.
Because I can always tell when I go someplace if Joe set it up versus one of the other people who work there.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, I mean, if Joe, if you're listening, that's a huge turnoff.
Damn it.
But, I mean, it might be the way some people like the game.
I mean, yes, they might be a great turn on to other people.
Well,
Dennis's turn-offs, floaty pinball games.
Yes.
Dennis's turn-ons, long walks in the woods.
No, on the beach.
okay.
All right. Make it less creepy that way.
So yeah, I feel like that was our experience at
Houdini is beautiful.
It is
Yeah, the
beautiful.
real back glass instead of a translite,
Yes.
and the fact that it doesn't have that silver coating on the back in every spot, so a lot of light gets through, and it looks three-dimensional. Yeah.
Is gorgeous. And the way they did it with the graphics on the screen,
With the stage, yeah.
integrates so well.
Yeah. A++ on that.
I like the weird shape of the head.
Yeah, with the speakers, the round.
Yeah, it's
speakers.
it's real rounded and concave.
Yeah, normally I'm against that kind of stuff, but they pulled it off. It looks good.
It looks good. I think everything about the machine is gorgeous.
Right.
Houdini's already a cool theme. They did it with the steampunk underlying theme.
What games and what company am I thinking of that has made back boxes that are kind of similar to that in the past? Is it like those like Raven
Gauntlet
and those
did
kind
it.
of games?
Yeah.
They have that kind of similar-esque.
I'm pretty sure it was
Look to them.
Gauntlet
Gauntlet
made.
System 3.
Oh, Gauntlets, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I think that's just because every pinball machine has always looked the same. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm so into innovation when it comes to like playfield and stuff, but for like the outside, I generally like it to stay regular,
Look like a
fairly
pinball.
the same. Yeah. But that's just me being stupid, right? And I recognize that, so I'm not going to give them negative points for it. It's just not my personal favorite look.
Are y'all sure CNK was here?
He was. I swear, there.
Yeah, he had popped in for a minute.
People exist here. There's a. I mean, you know.
I was going to hold up Blake's art for the TPF.
Oh, here. You want to hold up Blake's
Oh
art?
my God! What is going on with Austin, Texas?
Oh, 2 more bombs, I heard. And my daughter just got back to Austin about a couple hours ago.
Holy
Here, you want to
crap.
talk about Blake's art? This is
That's Blake Dumasnil.
Yes.
That's his art that he has done for TPF and
Spooky as well.
And
Yeah.
Spooky as well, and they are teaming up to potentially make a real game out of it, and so I'm actually kind of looking forward to that.
Yes. They had a cabinet at the show with all the artwork done up and actually sound and graphics running on the display in the back.
Okay, well, after Preston drains, he should drain really quick.
Yeah, right. Or he could play forever.
Is he actually gonna have a good ball now that I want to show something?
More than likely. But it's your turn next, so do what you want with your turn.
Something I think people at TPF were missing out on. They were so busy trying to go for that scoop up top
Yeah,
Yes.
that they weren't going for the drops to get an extra.
gotta go for the drops. I was talking to Bowen.
They were not going for extra multipliers.
I was
Real quick before we do that, then we'll talk about it.
I'll remind you.
They took Blake's art and they integrated it into all the plaques, like for Kelly's plaque here. So I mean, I thought they did a really good job integrating the whole theme.
They
Yeah,
did, and it
into
looks awesome.
everything.
I assume Blake designed these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blake did it all. He did the program, which I did not bring. Even these little Texas TPF little challenge coins, the back of it is, once again.
Yeah, I should have worn my shirt, but it's got that design on the back that
Yeah, I held
kind
the
of
shirt
swirly
up
design.
earlier.
Oh, okay. Now I had a topic.
You were
I
talking
was
to
coming
Bowen
over
about-
here to
you were
touch-
talking
Oh,
to
about
Bowen.
how to play this game.
Yes.
I was talking to Bowen, and
Scissors to myself.
I don't even know that he knew it went up to 39,000 now. But he was talking just normal box standard game, right?
They put
He-
it on the back glass.
He was talking. He actually, well, I say he was talking to me. He was kind of in a group, but he was saying that he never shoot for the collect bonus hole.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's a stupid idea. He said all you need to do to play this game. He said if it's on the right side, targets, left side, gate.
Yeah.
Don't do anything
That's
else.
what I do.
It's
He's-
funny because
That's how I play the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the only shots you can take, right?
Yeah.
I
So-
will shoot if I've got the bonus up pretty good. I will use my tap flip that I was telling you about at the tournament
Yeah.
because it doesn't. Because our flippers are super strong, and if you throw it up there, it's screaming up there. If you tap it, it's going up there at half speed, and there's a good chance it can stay in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually let the pop bumper put it in the hole.
Yeah. That was a stupid idea what I just did. But well,
scissors
shit.
for pressing.
I know. I thought I could drop catch it. I thought it was more here and ended up there, but that's not a huge deal.
I think we'll get the win on this.
You might. Is this ball 3?
Hopefully, yeah. This is ball 3.
Anyway, yeah, Bowen's idea is basically spot on.
Yeah. Now, once that hole is worth 39,000, though, I might disagree. It's Bowen tutorial.
Well,
Bowen.
once you've maxed your bonus, what
The
good?
Preston win.
Yeah, what good is it to not do it?
Yeah.
I would say go for it. It's technically, I guess, a
I
safer
think
shot.
that is the right strategy until you've got your bonus up.
Yeah, because the only other way to get your target, because once you clear your targets, your right flipper is essentially useless if you're not shooting for that hole. And the other hole right there, if you brick that shot, the left out lane is right across. It's got a perfect angle to it. So, and that's the only other way to reset your drop targets besides that hole up top. If you've got max bonus and your drop targets are down, you've got to go. You've got to go for it. I would think. Maybe he was talking in like a tournament fashion. I didn't really get clarification on it, but
You know what I thought was awesome when we were sitting down waiting for turns in the finals, and Kelly had chosen Solar Ride.
Lazarus, I saw that.
I didn't get to see
everybody
it.
rewind to that about 7 seconds. And watch what
He,
happened.
he gives Kelly advice.
Yeah.
and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And because I was talking about, Kelly chose Solar Ride, we own it, and he's like, always choose the one that you know.
Yeah.
Always. He goes, don't worry about if you just had a bad game.
You know it. Yeah.
You know the game.
Yeah.
The one that you know that you can score. And he goes, just like I had a really bad game on TNA before we started the finals.
Yeah.
It would be stupid if I worried about that and didn't choose it.
Right. Because he knows he can have a good game on it.
Yeah.
I am going to call him out a little bit on that, though. Because immediately after we played Space Mission, and the game just brutally attacked him.
Yes.
With outlane drains.
Woo! Did it ever?
Yeah.
I was there. I was watching because Kelly was next door to y'all.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the only way that I won that is the fact that he just got destroyed by those outlanes. Although I did have a pretty good game on it.
You rolled it
200
twice.
Yeah. But yeah, and so right after our round, because he was top qualifier, so he gets to choose no matter what game. So the next round he was like, yeah, I'm not choosing that again. Like he knew how to play it. He apparently had gotten good scores or he wouldn't have chosen it.
Right.
And he had, I assume he may have been just as comfortable with bow and arrow because he got top qualifier on bow and arrow.
Yeah, he killed that in qualification.
Yeah.
I watched him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was just in general good advice. He was
It is,
telling
it's
her
very-
to
it is.
choose the game you're comfortable with and you know you can play.
Yeah. And the best advice that I think that I could give would be kind of along those lines, but it's always, always, always pick to your strength and not your opponent's weakness. That's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than picking a game because you know the other person's good at your other choice and then losing on that game because you don't know it as well as you knew the other game. And you're like, oh, what if I picked that game I was really good at? I could have blown it up. You know.
Yeah.
Always pick the game that you're comfortable with is kind of the way to go there.
I hope there's people listening and just not chatting because this is some great conversation.
Also a fun thing to watch, and I know they've already posted it online, is Preston's final game on Addams Family. Preston won't say it, but I'll say it. The kid puts on a clinic in flipper ball control in that Addams Family game.
Oh
We went back and rewatched it, and I was just amazed at some of the stuff he can pull off. Yeah. I'll talk you up there a minute, Preston, so I know you won't do it.
I will say that particular game of Addams Family, with the way that Addams Family was playing,
Right.
I'll say it like that, felt really good. I had a really good game.
That was one of the-
I will admit it this time.
That was one
time.
of the toughest Addams Families I've ever played.
Yeah.
Brutal game.
Yeah, it was way more brutal than I think most of the people in that tournament would lead you to believe, simply because of the quality of play in that tournament. I will say I got lucky on that Addams Family to have the game I had, but
Yeah, he toured the mansion on his last ball, actually.
I did. That was my walk-off because I had already lost, and I was player 4. I hadn't lost the game. I was winning by far, but I had lost the match. I had 0 points. There was just enough to where a tiebreaker. There was somebody eked ahead, and the tiebreaker wasn't going to happen. So I had lost the war, but I could still win the battle.
Right.
And so I got up there and I went ahead and, as you know, my last shot was for the tour of the mansion. And I walked off, and that was just a great game. I had a wonderful time playing in the tournament, and
That was awesome to watch. He goes in here, he starts Tour of the Mansion, and in the middle of all this stuff for Tour of the Mansion coming on, he just walks away.
Well, because Tour of the Mansion is a death sentence to your ball.
Yeah.
Every time. If you get it in the question mark room and it comes on Tour of the Mansion, 50 million, pow, 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 hey, you're doing, oh my God, a lot of points. You're crazy awesome and all the things.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, I got Tour of the Mansion. And the ball kicks out. You take one flip, it goes around the ramp. You take another one, brick a shot, and you're down the drain. That's it. That's all that Tour of the Mansion ever is
You made a
for
mistake.
anyone I've ever seen play.
You actually said that it goes around the ramp. Usually my brick right off the post
Oh.
is straight down the middle.
Yeah.
That's my Tour of the Mansion.
Yeah. Well, however you want to do it. And
Oh my God, I was doing good. He passed me up.
And I don't know why it is. I assume the reason is because the whole game, you've been training yourself chair, ramp, chair, ramp, chair, ramp, chair, ramp. And as soon as you get to Tour of the Mansion, you're like, well, chair, ramp doesn't do anything anymore. I need to do something different. And so you try to take that one different shot. Maybe you go for silver ramp, red ramp combos, right? And because you've been doing the same thing all game, now you change it up. It's a single ball play mode. You're done. You did get the 50 million. Congrats, but you're gonna get screwed by Tour of the Mansion. Okay.
My man's gonna give me a challenge.
Yeah. Can't let you just take it.
There are no guaranteed points on this game. Just like that. I might not ever flip it.
All right. So I'd say, for being chatless, this has been a fairly good stream. What else we got?
No!
And Leon takes it.
That'll be it. All right, we got 20 minutes to fill. Hey, where you going? Okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Leon takes it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Almost gave Dennis your points.
Yeah.
That would have been a sad day. For you, I mean,
Yeah.
sure, Dennis would have been fine with it.
We can talk about some of the goodies we bought
Oh,
at
we
TPF.
didn't get goodies.
We didn't go crazy this year, but we bought a couple of things, mods. All right, and scene. Come on,
C&K.
C&K back.
Yeah, I think he's just saying things so the auto mod will catch it.
What the hell's going on?
I'm not allowing it.
There we go.
So, call me whatever you want. Anyway, we got shit. This is a chrome lockdown bar. Ooh, so shiny. Look at my face. Oh, I can. I mean, you can look at yourself.
We never broke down and
There's
bought a
you.
chrome. Yeah.
Looks like a camera.
I
That's
can't
weird.
see it. It's too small.
I've been chatting all night. What? No, you have not. That's a lie and a third.
Yeah, it's not showing up over here. God damn it.
Automod is killing
We
him.
only get chat if Automod catches it. So, if you're out there and you're talking to us, add a cuss word to the end of whatever you say, we'll get it. That's what we just learned. So, thank you, C&K, for bringing that to our attention.
That's funny.
What kind of crazy setting is that?
I don't know.
50,000.
Now I feel bad because I assume
I know we've been having all this chat.
I feel awful. Okay.
We can try to shut the chat down or start it again, or maybe you have some kind of setting.
Yeah, tell you what, we're going to restart chat. Give us a second. Sorry about that, everyone. Holy crap.
It's funny that he started cussing and we started seeing it.
Yeah. He was like, fuck you guys. And I'm like, what? What did I do? And he was like, assholes. I'm like, seriously? And then I was like,
I've been chatting all night, retards.
That's the only way. Yeah, he was like, I've been chatting all night, retards. I'm like, oh, that's the only way we get it is if Automod catches it. That's
you're
why when
second.
I allow it, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Holy, we've been ignoring everyone the whole time.
That sounds like something that would happen to us.
Yeah. Let me turn this down. Unfortunately, I have to leave this open to see things. Hopefully people can chat now. If you can't, then I'm horribly sorry. I don't know what happened.
Can we pop it up on the TV again?
I would, but my Safari is weird now. And so when I scroll, I can't click on, there's, right about here on the web page, there is a gear icon that I can pop it out with.
Yeah.
But my web page won't go down to it.
Yeah.
It just stays below the end of the thing. Okay, it looks like we have 6 people watching, so thank you.
Someone type something and we'll see. There we
Hey!
go. Hey, we're getting stuff.
Glad to see you had a good time, Lamau.
Yeah.
Yes, we did have a good time, Lamau.
We had a spectacular time.
Yes. So there's this.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Shit, fart, poop, ass.
That's great.
All right. I guess you don't have to cuss now.
Let me see if we can bring. Oh, there we go. We've got it back. Pop out. All right. Now, hopefully, it'll still appear here. If not, we just need to close this. It'll show up there.
Can you put it up on the screen over there?
Hold on. If something shows up, then yeah. Oh, there we go. Nice run at TPF, Moncla. Thank you, Scribble. Sorry, man. Wow.
We missed it all.
I'm glad you guys exist, man. That was crazy. There was some kind of bug that only the auto mod comments would show up, but now we're good.
Would you get me something nice?
I figured everyone was on their way home.
Let's
Okay,
see.
yeah, we were in the middle of showing what we got.
we got the Chrome Lockdown Bar. We got you some slime to go on your Ghostbusters.
Speaking of slime, you're up. So this goes right underneath the translite, which now I can't see because I've got this shit in front of it. Pull this up. Okay, this is like slime that goes right underneath the translite. It's just got a magnet that sticks to the, not apron, what do you call that?
Speaker panel.
Speaker panel. Sticks to the top of the speaker panel, hangs down, looks like slime is oozing out of the back glass. It actually looks really cool. And this is something that I thought looked way cooler after we put it on the machine than I thought it was going to look. I thought this was going to look stupid. When you showed it to me at the booth, I was like, this is going to look dumb. But this goes on the coin door underneath where you put the coins in. The coin slot, I suppose. Yeah. It goes underneath the double wide coin slot, and it looks like, if you're looking at it from a normal human angle, it looks like slime is kind of oozing out of the coin door through the coin slots, or at least right under him. So it looks really neat. We'll have to do Ghostbusters sometime soon, and we'll show this on the game. It's pretty easy mod to install. It's just a magnet. Stick it to it, and it's done.
In fact, I'm gonna go put it on.
So what booth did that come from? So we can let them.
Alley Creation.
Yeah,
Back Alley Creations. I assume they have a website, so
they
if you
do.
want to buy things, do that. You can tell them we sent you, although that wouldn't do anything because they'll be like, "Who?" Other things. So we got the lockdown bar. We got that. What else did we get? Well, the ribbon. Obviously, we told them about that. But this is more the game got this than we did. Anything else? Did we get any more?
Well, now that we have Chad again, Kelly got this cool second place trophy.
Oh, they know, and they've talked about it already. I'm
Apparently
sure.
they have, but
Yeah, and they've been like, man, what dicks? They're not listening to us at all.
if you have been talking, please do it again so I can tell Kelly what you said. She'll want to know.
Get in there. Get in there.
Okay, this morning, I think I told you guys when we were eating breakfast, I wake Kelly up, and she's a slow waker up like me.
Yeah.
And she's groggy, she's walking around, and all of a sudden she just looks at me and goes, with this big grin on her face, and just starts, she was so happy.
Okay, here we go. From C&K, did you see someone on Pinside doing custom engraved lockdown bars now?
Yes,
Yes.
we did, and we saw one of them at the pinball plating, I want to say.
I don't know what the name of the company is, but that's what they did.
Yeah, they had an 8-ball deluxe there that was engraved. I know I saw the one done on Twilight Zone that was a one-off. But the 8-ball deluxe that was at pinball plating looked spectacular.
Yeah. I realize when I have something to say,
Yeah.
I hold my arms up like a monkey, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. I feel so dumb. But yeah, congrats, Kelly. We'll let her know that you congratulated her.
I saved it
all
to a
lockdown bars now have Lion Man on them.
As well they should.
Have what on there?
Lion Man. Okay, good. But yeah, we saw 8-ball deluxe engraved one, and I thought it looked really cool. And I think that's something that
It did. I was impressed.
that's a really neat mod that I really, really like. Can't powder coat it though, I assume. As you cover it up perfectly.
I did not see this engraved.
Oh, it was with all of the, there's that guy that does the chrome plated stuff and then the colored over it.
Yeah,
for
some
something.
gorgeous stuff.
Yeah, it looks great. One of his things was a chrome lockdown bar with the etched 8-Ball Deluxe logo into it. Looked really cool.
Yeah, if you had chrome, you wouldn't want a powder coat. Chrome is a form of powder coating.
You're right, but I'm saying it wouldn't work for all games. Like we couldn't put it on our Ghostbusters because it would look stupid, you know.
No, it did not say stop talking and start chalking.
It could though, I assume, you know.
I think it just had a EBD or something with an 8-ball on it.
I think it had the logo 8-Ball Deluxe.
Yeah. You're up, Den.
I'm trying to make it a little bigger so I can see without my glasses.
I can't see without my glasses.
Said Dennis.
And I was gonna say Rachel, Velma.
Velma.
Yeah.
Oh, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else that we bring home?
No, just a bunch of shirts.
Yeah.
I got the Double Danger shirt with the button down.
What? I didn't know you got this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What Double Danger shirt?
He got the button down.
I didn't know you bought that.
185.
It's got the.
Leon wins.
So you already got spot for
ACNC. Trying to figure out that acronym.
Who got that, Dennis? You?
Oh,
Leon.
Alice Cooper, Nightmare Castle.
Oh.
Alice
Yes.
Cooper Nightmare Castle. Yes. I loved this. I didn't know you went and bought this.
Yeah.
That's actually really
Man, I really thought about getting one of these.
It was my favorite design, and you had it on sale.
So that's the shirt I already have.
How much was it on sale for?
35. They're normally 50.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me?
I would have got that for 35. That's awesome.
I don't know. That's the sign he had on it while we were there.
I don't pay attention to signs. Who won that last game? Was it
Leon?
you?
Leon did.
Okay. Wow. Leon is running away with this shit. I've never seen a 5 in this font. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I guess I didn't know we got that, but that's awesome. We have. Oh, you also got a Pinball Weezer shirt, right? Didn't you?
I showed it a minute ago.
Oh, did you?
Didn't I?
Might have done.
This is not my shirt.
You might not have brought it because you didn't bring your cup.
Oh, I didn't bring it.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it.
Got a Pinball Weezer shirt. Was it the pop bumper?
No, it's the one that, the only one they had in my size was the one that had the electromechanical score reel, and it said old school pinball.
Which, by the way, you got the last one. I'm assuming XL?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the last one, because when I went there, she only had XL in the plunger one, and I was kind of okay on the plunger one.
Yeah.
Ended up just getting the cup. So, did you order an Alice? We did not order an Alice, but
Special.
we really liked it. Way more than we thought we would.
Until I know more about Alice, I would probably, if I had to order one of the two, get TNA.
Just because of the Alice Cooper integration? Because
And the fact that I've got so much time now on TNA and I know what an awesome machine it is, I don't know enough about Alice Cooper.
yeah. I'm up, but it can go either way. I think the thing that's kind of holding us back from being able to seriously talk about Alice Cooper versus TNA is the fact that Alice Cooper still is super like beta code right now. So there's not really much to talk about other than the playfield design.
And yeah, we each got to play a couple of balls on Alice Cooper.
Yeah. So once it's more complete, I'd say, maybe not 100%, but then we could talk more about it.
The upper playfield looked fantastic.
Yes, it did.
And if you may have missed Preston's description of the game earlier, I'll let him tell you about the two best things about it because they're pretty special.
Yeah, if y'all weren't here earlier for our big discussion on it.
Yeah, first of all, just the main look of it and the molded
Just coffee to keep us
castle and
awake.
everything
Yeah.
is we don't have a drink tonight because we
We drove in.
literally
from
just
Dallas,
drove
yeah.
in from Dallas. We don't have anything in the way of alcohol left. We
Well, I got Jody's bottle of Crown. that he left.
drain our supply pretty much every Sunday and then have to
Script
buy
says
other
he
stuff.
missed it, so go over it again.
Okay, so the way it is overall looks badass, right? The art is fantastic. I'm sure you can look at pictures of it and see the art. It's great. The multi-layer effect to it. It's got I don't even know if it has 2 or 3 play fields. I think it only has 2,
Just
but
2.
it makes you think like it's got 8. That's awesome. The wire ramp, the wire form that comes down on the right side.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a guillotine on it that actually the blade goes up and down.
Yep.
That looks super cool, and that's your lock. I believe that's your lock.
It is.
And then that comes down,
To a
and the wire form starts out just a normal, regular, like you'd see on Addams Family going across, or Twilight Zone going
Standard
across.
wire form.
Standard wire form that just comes straight down with the 2 wires.
Yeah.
And then when it gets down to the bottom, it turns
It's right here over the
from
inlay,
being
yeah.
under the ball to being on the side of the ball, and then it gets like a cup about that big, it looks like, of this wire that's just on the side of the ball, and the ball goes spirals down and ends up in your in lane.
It uses its centripetal force.
Yeah, which
really
is super cool. I've never seen that before. I thought it was awesome.
It looked as cool as I thought it would.
Yeah. A big feature, and the one that blew my mind, which we talked about so in depth earlier that if anyone was here, I don't want to bore them again, but I'll just kind of glaze over it. The ball save feature, again, if I had heard about it before I saw it, may not have surprised me to the level that it did and freaked me out as much as it did, but it was awesome. S-A-V-E is what your in-lane and out-lane spell. When you spell that, if you drain, like I spelled it draining down the right out lane. It then got caught on a magnet that's below the middle of the flippers there. Dropped it a little bit and shot it back onto the playfield. While I was looking at the plunger waiting for my normal
Ball save.
pinball ball save, and all of a sudden this ball out of my peripheral vision just goes choo onto the playfield, and I lose it. It people 5 machines down on either side of me know how I feel about this feature at this point. Because I was like losing my mind because I almost immediately drained after that happened. It wasn't the machine's fault. It didn't throw it anywhere and immediately drain. I was just so jazzed about this feature that I had never seen that threw me for a loop. You've never played GoldenEye, I take it. That's actually accurate. It might have that feature, and if so, it may not be as innovative as I think, but to me, it was awesome.
Yep.
So,
My point of view is I'm back behind your shoulder trying
Yeah.
to watch over the top because there's people everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch. Well, your ball drains. And
Yeah.
I don't know that it's saved. And I'm like, what's Preston doing?
yeah.
Did he get a ball save? And you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I can see you over the top of your shoulder. The ball goes.
Yeah, and it's fast.
Woo!
It does. Okay, well then,
Ooh,
then,
look at that.
then fuck GoldenEye. Nobody cares about GoldenEye. It's stupid. Just forget it ever existed. Now, this is cool and innovative because GoldenEye never existed. But man, I was so excited, and now I'm a little less excited and kind of feel dumb for making a big deal out of it. However, it was a big deal to me at the time.
You were genuinely excited.
I was genuinely excited. I'm still genuinely excited. GoldenEye. It was awesome. So, saw that happen, freaked out about it, thought that was one of the coolest features I've ever seen. Let's see, what else? CK ruined it again. He has a habit. He cussed me out earlier, which thankfully ended up
We can take it.
fixing the chat, so we'll take it. But let's see. What else about Nightmare Castle? Artwork's great. Modes seem like they're going to be cool. Don't really know yet. Code's not there.
Screen printed artwork on the cabinet looked phenomenal.
Screen printed artwork on the cabinet Looked fantastic. Wasn't a decal. Colors really popped. Now this is what I hear. I didn't actually notice.
Oh, yeah, it looked
the
great.
cabinets. He did.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And the Pulp Fiction type artwork on the display.
Yeah, that looks really cool too.
It was a cool comic book style.
I like that they didn't go for greatest hits of Alice Cooper. They went for Nightmare Castle and then just like sprinkled in Alice Cooper where it was needed. Or not necessarily needed, but would have been cool to have. And I think they did a great job with that, because I think if they did an Alice Cooper pinball machine and did it like AC/DC or Metallica and just tried to go that route, it would have fell completely flat on its face. I know there are people out there who are super big Alice Cooper fans who are probably going to argue with me on that, but I don't feel like there's just not enough of that. The Nightmare Castle is the thing that's going to sell this machine, not Alice Cooper. It adds to the theme, and it does it well.
Because it has the theme everybody loves, like Addams Family and Haunted House, kind of combined into a very modern pin.
Yeah. Did you see any wild hairdos? I feel like this is a softball question because you know. Yes, give me your phone.
Yes, yes, and yes.
There was this woman there who we pretty much asked her every question except for what is your name. We were so enthralled by her hair that we forgot there was a woman attached to it. But
So what?
This is a picture of her. And I don't know that the photo will do justice on the screen. Let me turn down the brightness. That ought to do. Hold on. Trying to get this in the camera.
You're ruining my glory moment.
There we go. That is her hair. That is 3 separate mohawks that she has that go out this far, as you just saw. There's 2 that go out straight to the side and 1 that goes out in the back. And she's got it painted, and it is perfect.
And she does it herself.
She does it herself. We were like, oh, how do you do that? Do you get someone to do it? And she's like, oh, it's just me. I just get 2 mirrors and, make this happen. I'm like, bullshit. But okay. It was the craziest thing.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm having my glory moment. He's over here. Oh, look at this.
Because that's what we're talking about.
Batman 66 with Jack. I assume Jack streamed Batman 66. I didn't get over to see Jack stream, if that's what you're talking about. Should have, but I was in the
streaming during the tournament.
I was in the tournament area most of the time. I did walk past him streaming something, but it was pointed away from the walking area, kind of like towards the center of their booth.
I kind of did one of those eye contact high. We were playing Alice Cooper. He came up. He was like 3 people behind. I looked at him and I was kind of like, and he kind of did the same thing to me.
Yeah, but no, I didn't play any on his stream, if that's what he was streaming, or if that's even what you mean. Yeah, man, it was a great show. I had an amazing time.
Yeah, we ended up in the elevator with Lou Ferrigno, and I got to show him a picture of him and Preston that was taken 15 years ago. And Lou says, oh, I was 14 years old when you took that.
Yeah. How did you do in the tournament? We've already said kind of to death, but we'll say it again because we're so proud of her.
Quite well.
Kelly got 2nd place in the women's division.
Yeah, she actually tied for first.
Honestly, blew all of our minds. We knew the girl was good, but she outperformed herself
stellarly,
20-fold.
Yes, she did.
At this tournament.
She not only was the top women's qualifier for the women's division, but she tied for first place and had to have a playoff game. And in the playoff game, she led through 4 balls of play and ended up losing it on the 5th ball on an EM.
Oh my God! What's her name? Is it Carrie? The other one, the woman who won. Gosh, she blew up ball 4.
She did.
And then Kelly messed up ball 4, had ball 5. Literally, the ball hits on thing after she plunges, bounces, and just, it was straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Kelly didn't even get to flip to try to win.
Watching it, there was just nothing you could do.
It was painful.
It was an EM. It was one of those drains. Nothing you could do. It happened to end her tournament. It was a sad thing, but she won second, which was way above where either we or even her thought she was going to end up.
She stunned us.
She's very happy, and now she has room. She has something to look forward to now. She can go for that first place now, whereas before she would just have to repeat, right? At best, she repeats. Yep. Now she can improve, which is good. Carrie Wing killed that last ball. Such a good game.
Wing, yes.
Carrie Wing.
Now,
Now,
you give me my victory?
I did. For the main tournament, from what I hear, I didn't look at the stats, but from what I hear, I tied Bowen and Colin for 6th place.
Yep.
In the main tournament. So I feel like I did very well considering the talent that
he beat
was
out,
at Texas this
Robert Gagno was in his group, and he ended up beating him, so that was pretty impressive.
And what's his name? Mariel. I can't think of how to pronounce his name.
I don't know. He was some
Really
guy
good.
from he's from Seattle. He was a really good player.
I think he was number 21 in the nation.
Jermaine? Is that it?
I think he was 21 in the
That's on
nation.
the screen, yeah. He's originally from France, or has a
Wait, what
background from
happened?
France.
Jermaine.
What did you say a second ago?
I think he's number 21.
Oh, he was 21. Okay.
Gagno was 6 and he was 21.
Right.
And you and Bowen
Preston
moved on.
200 and something, and he beat him, so that's great. Preston doesn't get to play in a ton of leagues and a lot of tournaments, so he doesn't get as highly ranked.
No, I don't.
Our small town doesn't have a lot going on. We don't live in a big city.
But we are what's going on.
Yeah.
If we're not holding a tournament, there is no tournament.
Yeah. So I was very happy with my position in the tournament. Did that. I know that these guys didn't quite make the cut. Where do you know where you ended up around?
We're not going to talk about
90
that.
and 100.
90. Okay. So right there.
Yeah.
You know.
We were in the mix.
But did you have fun though?
Day one, I was doing good. I had some really good scores. And the plan was the same plan we usually have. Come back game 2, see what I need to bump up.
Yeah.
Day 2, I couldn't play shit.
And we're good friends with Robert Byers, and he was definitely on fire. He deserved that win. He's come so close time after time, and I'm so happy he finally got that under his belt.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. Didn't totally understand the Bowden comments about Solar Ride. What was it you didn't understand? Because we're here.
Yeah, we haven't heard of it. We haven't gone back. We've had no time to go back and watch.
Yeah, you have this game to ask whatever questions you need. We'll let you know. Unless it was just his comments weren't correct. In which
Well, we
case-
started late. We can keep going.
Yeah, that's true. We can keep going a little bit.
Bowden comments? Is that what he said?
Yeah, I didn't watch the stream. I was playing. So.
Yeah, Steve was doing a commentary for a while.
I still have my wrist. Oh, you still have yours on too?
Yeah, I wore my. I still had my badge on the lanyard. I still had that on pretty much the whole way home. I ended up going in a gas station to like use the restroom and go like grab a drink, buy it, and everything. And I went through like 2 different stops walking into places with the TPF thing because I forgot to take it off.
Yeah, those
This
are
wristband
big.
is going to take me probably a week to remember to get rid of it.
You were talking about strategy on it. Oh, you're talking about Bowen, not Bowden.
Bowen. Okay.
That was Bo and Karen.
Yeah, all he was saying was don't shoot for the collect bonus hole up at the top.
It's a sucker shot.
It's because by the time you build your bonus all the way up to 39,000 on this game, you're pretty much going to drain the ball. So why shoot for it? If it's on the right flipper, take the shots to the drop targets because each drop target advances your bonus 1,000 points and gives you 500 right off the bat. So each drop target is worth 1,500 points, which is great. If you get the 4 white ones down before the red one, that red one gives you 50,000 points, I believe. It's 50,000 points, which is an incredible amount of points. If it's on the left side, put it back up through the gate right here,
Which advances your bonus 5,000.
and has a good chance of going up and into your lit lane. Your lit lane advances your bonus multiplier by 1x all the way up to 5x. So be collecting bonus or be adding to your bonus and multiplying it
This
is
is a
basically his
multiplier.
strategy. Right.
This is your multiplier, and those are your multipliers.
Yeah. And just keep adding and multiplying. That's all you need to do. Because when you drain the ball, you collect the bonus. And when you go up there to collect bonus hole, it collects your bonus and clears it out. You have to add to it again.
Right. That's what I did a minute ago. I was at, while y'all were talking about something else, I maxed it. I was at 39. I was at 5 times. So I collected it.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
I collected it and started adding up to it again.
So that's the...
Yeah.
That's the strategy.
Long story short, right flipper to the drops, left flipper to the upper gate.
Even if you can't consistently hit it, the pop bumpers are worth 1,000 a pop. So, it's pretty good points up there.
Oh, I did the same thing, Dennis. I just scissored it a minute ago. I haven't done that all night.
Yeah, if you meant something else by that question, let me know. I believe I thoroughly answered it. We'll see. Every time I feel like I thoroughly answered a question, I got something wrong.
Another dollar. What's the dollar for? I'm missing something?
Most
Oh,
likely.
scissor flips.
Oh, did you scissor it?
Yeah, we both did.
Oh.
We're getting sleepy.
I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah. I'm
I mean, it's right in front of my face and I did it.
I'm gonna lay down tonight and just zonk.
There we go.
I'm 2 episodes behind on The Walking Dead. I'll probably try to start one.
Yeah.
I might not make it through it.
Yeah, there's no way. I am watching no TV tonight. So what didn't I buy due to cost that I really wanted bad?
All the new machines?
Yeah, the new pinball machines.
Yeah, scratching new pinball machines off the list. I wanted to get the 2 new entrance ramps for Whitewater, simply because they're behind the green targets. The ball tends to chew them up, and ours are a little cracked, but they're not that bad. And they had them there for $98 a piece, but I still didn't feel like spending $200 on ramps. So I went with the $100 lockdown bar. The chrome lockdown bar is going to look nice on Adams.
I bought the slime. There's some other stuff. We've modded out so much of our pinballs now. There's not a lot. We need. Wow.
Damn, Preston.
You got
5 times.
5 times 39.
Pretty much. I think it was like 5 times 36 or something. But yeah, it was.
Woo! That's the spicy meatball.
I was getting ready to be like, take that, Lindsay, but she still beat me.
Right. Oh, there's another thing we saw at the show.
Oh my god. He just got 4x bonus with no effort whatsoever.
Sometimes that happens. We went by a booth, I forget the name of it, but they had lighted speaker panels for like Twilight Zone and Addams Family, where it lit up all the artwork from the back side, and you could control it with a remote control to soften it or make it brighter. And I gotta admit, the Twilight Zone one especially looks super cool.
It did.
I would love to have that someday.
Yeah. They had a little issue with light bleed around the display, which I think was the main kind of thing that kind of made us take a step back.
Yep.
Hopefully they have like a 2.0 iteration or something. I've been wondering.
That was a good score.
Wow. It was.
Automod really hates y'all. Let's see, allow.
Allow last time screwed us
No,
up.
no, it's fine.
It's fine. All right, who won that? Preston.
I've been working on custom lit flipper buttons for Beetle Force that are killer.
Yeah, we put lit flipper buttons in our AC/DC ourselves.
What's BH? I should know this.
I'm terrible
Alright,
with
here
the
we go.
acronyms.
Black hole. Black hole? I'm just gonna say black hole.
That was probably loud.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I didn't check any audio levels today. I assume they're good.
There wasn't a ton there that I was dying to get, except for mainly shirts and stuff. But I couldn't spend so much extra money.
Yeah. Oh, that reminded me. You was talking about shirts. Someone said earlier in the chat, way earlier, that the new Double Danger shirt looked awesome. I thought it looked fantastic. The one with him like coming out, the alien coming out of the pinball machine with
Yeah.
his hands hitting the buttons. I thought that was fantastic.
It was.
Is that the one that the 3D glasses went with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
little bit.
If you bought the game, you got a free pair of like red and blue 3D glasses.
You bought the shirt, you mean?
Yeah, the shirt.
Oh, did I say? What did I say?
You said game.
Oh. Well, I mean, he'd probably give you that if you bought one of his games. Free pair of 3D glasses. with every purchase.
Here's a free 50-cent pair of glasses.
You might even get the shirt too. But let's not make any promises, The tournament was run super smooth, no hiccups.
There was a little hiccup at the very, very beginning.
Did Double Danger have Super Flipper? He had what was that castle game? Not nice.
Yeah, it had a very odd name to it. Yellow Cabinet. We didn't get to play it because when we were in the booth, the power board wasn't working, and he had so much stuff piled on the playfield, I couldn't really see it.
No, wasn't in the booth.
Uh-huh. Oh, the one with the doors open and Dracula's in the back.
It was a
Zachariah game.
There's a Zachariah game, something about a castle. He had that. He had a
Mystery Castle.
Mystery Castle.
Yeah.
He had a TNA. He had Transporter,
That's what I was trying to think of.
which I really liked that game actually.
I didn't get to go
lot.
play it. I didn't go play it.
I played it once. I had to play it for Pinburg, and I won my round on that game. I'd never played it before, but I found out how to get to the multi-ball pretty quickly, and I had a lot of fun, and so that kind of made it a little bit more fun for me playing it at TPF. And I really do like that game a lot. It's got a cool shot across the playfield into like a kind of toilet bowl thing. It's really neat. And then he had, I think, later on in the show, he ended up with a game to the left of TNA where he had 3 in the booth.
He did
but
have a third one.
I never went and looked at what it was. It might have been.
I talked to him about it,
Super
but I can't
Flipper,
remember
if that's a
what it
game.
is.
I guess I don't.
I talked to him about it too, and I can't tell you what it was.
Yeah. And the reason I don't fully understand the question is I don't know if Super Flipper is a game or if it's some kind of crazy shit that I don't know about.
Speaking of Double Danger, he did run up to us during the swap meet.
Yeah.
And he had this board in case we could find anybody who needed it. I think it's out of an old Atari that goes down by the flippers.
I don't even know if it was a flipper game or it was some other kind of game. It was called an Atari Avenger.
Atari Avenger, yeah. So if you know anybody that needs a working Atari
it's the
Avenger
LED
board,
display for the game that
We've
goes
got
down
one.
by the control.
It wasn't Atari.
It was Atari. I would bet money on
I've
it.
done my part to try and find it a home.
It is a video pinball from 1975. He very well may have had it. That could have been the third thing, but I don't know. Video pinball, though, that wouldn't have been. Or maybe it was somewhere else. I'm not sure. I think the most exciting news coming out of TPF was the return of Brian Eddy.
There you go.
Who you may
missed
know.
that. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
I gotta say, I don't know Brian.
I know that name. Artist, maybe? Tell us.
I'm gonna say I missed it
Yeah, there was several seminars that we missed out
while
on.
I was in the tournament,
Yeah.
but I could have just missed it because I'm.
The only things we got to go see was Bowen do his live tutorial for TNA, and then we stayed for the very beginning of the reveal of Alice Cooper,
They did, yeah.
which I thought was useless. The camera was right above, top down on the playfield, so you couldn't. A top-down view of the playfield is not a great way to see a playfield.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Alice Cooper, Supersonic Cooper, that's his name in chat. You know, that's Alice's name.
Yeah.
Did y'all get caught? Firepower got a bath or something like that.
My God,
Funny story. We were about 20 minutes ahead of him. Preston and I had no rain and gorgeous weather the whole way home. And apparently Dennis drove home in hell 20, 25 minutes behind us.
That was, I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all heard me at the beginning when I got here.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in a Stephen King novel. It was just lightning everywhere. You're in this long tunnel of trees because we took a different route home than 45. And it was like, I just knew one of the lightnings, there was going to be a skull in the light, or a tree was going to come falling across the highway with flames everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
We had blue skies the whole way.
for Preston
Kelly
and I,
kept going, we're gonna die, we're gonna die.
yeah, and they were literally 25 minutes behind us.
Hey, he designed Attack from Mars and Medieval Madness. He's working for Deep Root.
Okay. Nice.
Sorry, he programmed Medieval Madness.
Okay.
He didn't design.
Yeah, we heard that Bowen got hired at Spooky.
Which I am really excited about.
Dennis
He
for the
got
win.
hired for. We figured out what he got hired for. Dennis won, yes.
Yes.
He got hired for to consult on code and rules and stuff, and he's working for Stern.
Spooky.
Oh,
Bam.
yeah. Scribble said he's working for Stern. I assume Brian Eddy is who you're talking about.
All right, let me digress real quick back to Supersonic Cooper. Firepower 2 got a bath. Did you not have any kind of a tarp or anything like that? Or did you just get stuck?
Hope it's okay, man. That's a good game. As far as I know.
Wow, did you really? I mean, that could be bad.
What's that? What happened?
His Firepower 2 got a bath, he said. I mean, it was in the back of his truck and he didn't have it covered. Gently tap.
I got it.
There you go.
That certainly sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Just moving blankets. We'll be getting more tarps. Moving blankets might have helped, but that was hell. At one point, I was driving like 30 miles an hour. I could barely see the reflectors on the highway that I was on.
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, we were the first ones out of the building with the game, so
The lightning.
we loaded up immediately and got out.
The lightning was every second to 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, the most Kelly and I could ever count was 4 seconds before the next lightning.
Wow.
And that was for a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, we came home down 287 to 69, and the weather for Preston and I was gorgeous. We just barely missed it. Sorry you got caught in it.
That was stupid.
Yep, you're up, Dennis.
CNK says, I love electrical storms. They're very beautiful if you're not trying to drive in them.
They actually, it became helpful when the rain was so heavy. It helped me see the road.
Right.
Because the lightning was every second or two.
That's crazy. Preston and I saw 2 lightning strikes, and that was it. And 0 rain.
It was blinding when the lightning hit near the truck, though.
Yeah. I thought it was going to go in the gate for sure. So So, John, did you get to see our solar ride surprisingly win an award for best, was it 70s?
It was
solid
70s
state?
solid state. It was runner-up for best 70s solid
Yeah,
state.
excuse me, runner-up. We did not. It was not the best one by far, but we're happy to get a runner-up. Which is the whole reason we're playing it tonight.
Yes, it was an attorney. Preston, you're up.
I don't have a shirt on.
Yes. And not only was it in the tourney, it survived the tournament the entire time. They never had to open the door to fix anything.
Oh, so-
It ran solid the entire tournament play, which is pretty cool. We've lost Preston's. Oh, there he is.
He put
Wearing
your shirt on.
I wanted to see.
Nice. Looks good. Yeah, if you were trying to play a bunch of games on the floor, being in the tournament was not
He
the way
played
to do
every single game on the floor.
Yeah.
Woo!
He did everything he could to play it, yeah.
Who did? Cooper?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
So
you,
are you saying you did? Because Leon's doubting you.
you certainly got a feel for what you like and what you don't like.
Any outstanding show special prizes? Yeah, the $80 slime that I got for $60.
That was nice. Everybody had a little
The
bit
shirt
off.
that apparently Leon knew was on sale and bought and didn't tell either one of us. Because I really like that shirt. I was thinking about buying one.
Yeah.
That's not me.
I thought I heard
$25 playfield glass. I heard
Yes.
that too somewhere.
Yes, somebody told me they were going to go buy
Yeah.
$25 playfield glass and asked me if it was a good price. And I'm like, yeah, it's a great price.
Yeah.
It is.
Awesome.
And if you wanted multiple sheets, you could let them know ahead of time, and they would bring it to the show for you.
I can't believe they sold Invisiglass that cheap.
I know that because there was a guy that we know who was that's all I'm gonna say who was trying to buy this game from this guy. And
That's very, very good information.
Yeah.
I
feel like I was there.
None of that is really the important information. There's no reason to go into depth on that. But the grass. He was trying to get the guy down in price a little bit, and for whatever reason. And he asked him, and I was just playing the game next to him, and he asked like,
Oh, there's a
he was like,
dollar.
oh, this game has scratches on the play field or on the glass. It's like, is there any way we could like either swap it out for, one of your other games' glass, or take the price down a little bit? And the guy was like, how much is glass, or thinking about getting the price down for it, and
Somebody chimed in.
and somebody else was like, dude, they're selling it for $25 over there, like completely ruining his argument about the playfield glass, but
Yeah. That's funny.
yeah, so the guy was like, I'll take $25 off the price.
And knowing the guy, he probably didn't use the $25 to buy glass. He probably just flipped it around and put the scratch at the top.
I don't even know if I'd have given him the full $25. 'Cause
Honestly,
he was going to end up with new glass and a scratch piece of glass that he could use somewhere else.
Yeah.
yeah. Five for $100.
I think he was just joking.
What'd
Is
you
that
say?
I thought it was a joke after I was talking about it was Invisiglass.
No, yeah, it's just regular.
Damn. Yeah.
All right, Preston.
Preston for the win.
Oh, thank you.
What time we got?
It is 11:25.
11:30. Yeah.
11:30.
Yep, 11.
All right, so I guess we're gonna call it at 345.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's gonna do it for our stream tonight. We just had a bunch of TPF over the weekend, so a little tired. Gonna go home, go to sleep. Or I've been drinking coffee, so it's gonna be a while before I can get to sleep. But eventually I'll get there. These guys are gonna be zonked out in like 10 minutes. So
Even though I drank coffee, I probably will.
yeah. So anyway, once again, just like always, thank you guys so much for coming out. It's awesome having you here and being able to talk to us when the chat is functioning.
Hey, real quick, I meant to do this earlier.
Go
I'd
ahead.
like to say thank the Vanderveens
Yes.
for putting on such a great show at
Yes,
TPF.
Ed
We've been
and
talking about
Kim.
everything at TPF, but
Yes,
not about
the
TPF.
people who put it on, Ed and Kim, their husband and wife, and they do a fantastic job with that show every year.
I know they're not just the only ones, but they,
Had to let that through. Don't let the chat thing happen again. We'll do our best. So once again, just like normal, thank you guys so much for coming out. If you're new here, you want to know when we go live, it is every Sunday from 9 to 11 Central PM. You can give us a follow here. It gives you a notification every time we go live. Our videos after we go live, they only stay on Twitch for 2 weeks for whatever the fuck reason. So we post them to YouTube afterwards. It generally takes us a little bit to post them after we go live, but they end up getting there. Most of them do. So go subscribe to us down there. Scroll down, click the YouTube button, go subscribe. As far as us, if you want to talk to us, Gulf Coast Pinball Club. Scroll down and click that Facebook logo. It'll take you to our Facebook page. That is where we talk pinball, host tournaments, all the things. You don't have to be in the Gulf Coast region to join. You could be from anywhere. We will talk pinball with anyone. You don't have to come to the tournaments or anything. But we'd love to have you in the group to chat with us. We love talking pinball all week long, not just 2 hours a week on Sundays. So, again, thank you guys so much. Do y'all have anything to add before we leave?
I do. Do we?
Okay.
Well, I have a question. Do we want
Dennis.
to talk about Kelly's decision to play in women's and what it did for that guy?
Oh, that was
Yes,
this is
and
a
I will
great
let
story.
you tell this story because you know more about it than I do.
Yeah, if you're still here, stay tuned in. This is a great little story.
This story's awesome. I hope y'all didn't click away yet. Kelly not only qualifies for women's, she also qualifies in novice because she'd never been in a major tournament before. So by virtue of her choosing to play in women's, this guy who'd never been played in a tournament before,
Right.
he has cancer.
Yeah, terminal cancer.
Okay, Leon here, it was terminal cancer. Somebody else in Dallas sponsored him, went and picked him up, brought him to the show because the guy doesn't have a car.
Right.
And he paid for him to come in and play in the tournament. The guy got into the novice playoff, and then he ended up coming in third place. He got a plaque. It meant the world to the guy. And really all happened because Kelly chose that. If Kelly would have stayed in the other one, the guy would have not got to play. And I think Leon's going to show you a picture. I can't remember his name. I feel terrible that I can't.
You have the brightness turned down?
Somewhat.
All right, so that's the guy in the hat.
Yeah,
there.
You can see it good on the
He's
screen.
showing up good.
Yeah.
He's holding up his trophy.
Who won? He was so happy he won, and we're so happy for him. He rooted for me the whole way through my tournament.
He was. He was a
entry.
great guy.
He really was a great guy. The guy who brought him there, he was a great guy. What does he do in Dallas? He owns some place that we could potentially
Free play.
free play in Dallas.
Hang on, I've got his card here. I can't read it without my glasses.
Here we go. I can. Let's see. What is this? So we can send people.
Yeah, if
there.
you're ever in Dallas.
I think it's just called Free Play. Free Play Inc. Seems to be what it is. Freeplayinc.com if you want to learn more about it. But awesome guy that runs this place. Really stand-up guy. Had a great time talking to him. We talked about tournaments for probably an hour and a half just eating lunch together. He's a fantastic guy. If you go there, make sure you talk to Chris Delp, I believe is his name.
Yes.
Yes, Chris,
think so.
Chris Delp, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway,
So, in case everybody logged off and nobody's hearing this, we'll talk about it again next week.
we have it on our YouTube page. People
Yep.
might see it there. But yeah, we'll definitely bring it up again next week because it was
It's worth
awesome
it.
that everything happened. Anyway, yeah, I already said everything I have to say. I'm just gonna end this night with a thank you for coming once again. We enjoy having you.
Yeah.
And we will see
Good
you
night, everybody.
guys next Sunday.
Good night.